The first thing that I want to talk about is actually this wallpaper, or you can also say home screen on the cover screen here. Now you can just long press on it and switch to different kinds of wallpapers, and then you can customize your style like this. Now what's interesting is that you can add or remove these screens and also customize them from scratch. So let's go ahead and take a look at how that works. So if you long press on it and then open the display, it goes into the cover screen, home screen editor. Now if you go back from here, you can see that we are in the cover screen option. From here you can do the same thing. You can flip between them, you can manage them, and from manage you can remove any of these screens. So just tap on this button here and it will be gone. You can rearrange them as well and then press done. Now here's where the fun starts. You can add new, and here we have some pre-made designs for us. So we have these feature designs. These come with these motion backgrounds. Then we have gallery, from where you can select any of your own photos, and I'll come back to this in a second. Then we have informative presets, and these are some of my favorite ones. They give you a lot of information, so your time is there, weather, date, and your notifications, battery information is there, and camera shortcut is there as well. So I really like that. And then some of them you can add your photos as well from your gallery. So let's say if I select this one, and then I can go in gallery and I can add any of these photos as background. So if I add this one, and then I can go in colors and I can change the colors of this background as well, and I can select custom colors as well. So press done. So now you have a custom photo and a custom color, and then you can move the slider around to change the intensity of the color as well. Press done and you are good to go. So that's a brand new cover screen for you. So moving on, we have some graphical cover screens, some simple ones with just wallpaper and time, nothing more, and then just simple plain colors and time and date. Now coming back to the gallery option, from here you can add any photo from your gallery as a cover screen background and then edit it further. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now I'm in this album where I have a bunch of wallpapers. So if I select this one, press done. Now I've got a bunch of options here. I have the option for time. I can increase or decrease the size of this time. I can change the font, and from here you can then change the location of this time. You can just select the location from here and then increase or decrease the size. Next option is battery. You can add battery information here. You can also customize this app shortcut here, and by default it's select to camera, but you can also change it to flashlight, weather, recent calls, alarm, timer, or just apps. Then we have frames. Now in frames you have graphical options and alphabetical options. So if you start selecting these frames, you will see that it turns your cover screen into these different graphical frame types. That gives it a bit of a cooler style. And then we have alphabets option. So here you can select these alphabets to give it even more dynamic style, and then you can increase or decrease the intensity of these designs from here. You can change their colors as well, which is really cool. Press done, and now we have a brand new cover screen. So if we close the phone, there you go, we have a new cover screen with customized background, this design in the middle, shortcut, and time. Now you not only just have the home screen, you also have widgets on the cover screen or flex window. So just swipe to the left and you get to your widgets. So you can keep quite a few handy widgets here. So like your call records, alarms, timers, stopwatch, voice recorder, your daily activity and steps, like that. And then you can pinch to zoom to view all of these widgets and switch between them very quickly. Now here is something really interesting that I really like about this cover screen. So if I start any activity on one of these widgets, so let's say I start the stopwatch and then I start the voice recording as well. If I pinch to zoom, I can see these active widgets and their activity live in this pinch to zoom screen. Now you can also add or remove these widgets. So open the phone and then go in widgets, and from here you will see the list of widgets available to you. From here you can add or remove these widgets if you want. So like that, you can add or remove these widgets, and you can also reorder them from this screen. Now what happens if you start any activity on any of these widgets? So if I start this stopwatch and go back to the home screen, you will see this widget pill here, which shows you the active status of the stopwatch. And if I tap on it, it will take me back to the stopwatch. Now, same thing will happen if you're using any of the apps when you open the phone. So for example, if you're listening to music on Spotify, that will also show up here. And if you tap on it, it takes you to the Spotify controls on the cover screen, which is awesome. And from here, you can control the playback of this song. You can also change the media output from here, which is fantastic. I really like this widget pill thing here, and it kind of also reminds me of the dynamic island on iPhones. You can also have apps on the cover screen and use those apps on the cover screen alone. You don't even have to open the phone for that, but we need to add one specific widget to use those apps. So let's open up the phone, go in cover screen settings, and here go in widgets, and here turn on this apps widget. And when you turn it on, it gives you an option to add these apps. So you can add maps, messages, Netflix, WhatsApp, and YouTube. So now let's go ahead and find this apps widget. So there we go. And now from here you can use maps, messages, Netflix, WhatsApp, and YouTube. You can use WhatsApp to its full extent. I haven't set it up yet, but you can use it. Now I'm just going to give you an example of how this works. So you have full-fledged keyboard here as well. So I'm going to open the Samsung official site and play a video from here. And there you go. You can turn on the volume. And then one fantastic feature, you can use the tent mode on this phone to watch these videos while you are doing whatever else you want to do. Similarly, this works on Netflix as well. You get your all Netflix shows and movies, and this is a full-fledged Netflix app. As you can see here, you can switch between these tabs and you can watch any of these movies and TV shows. Now moving on, there is another way which allows you to add any app on the cover screen and use that app on the cover screen, and that involves Good Lock app. If you haven't heard about it, go in the Galaxy Store and search for Good Lock and download it. Once you've downloaded it, open it and then go in Life Up, go in Multistar and download Multistar app. Once you have downloaded it, open the Multistar app, go in I Love Galaxy Fold and tap on Launcher widget. Now this allows you to add any of these apps on the cover screen on your phone. So you can use or add pretty much any of these apps. These are all the apps installed on your phone. So I've just added two here, Google and Samsung Health, which are not enabled by default by the apps widget. So let's go ahead and see how this works. Now go in settings, go in cover screen, go in widgets, and here turn on this launcher. You can also go in here and add apps from here as well, but we have turned on the launcher widget. Now we'll turn this off. And there you go, we have a Good Lock launcher here, and this allows us to open the Samsung Health app. And now you can use Samsung Health app on the cover screen in its entirety. Now you also get quick controls on the cover screen as well. So from here you can control Wi-Fi, sound and vibration, Bluetooth, airplane mode. You can turn on the torch, you can turn on or off data. And then another great feature here is that you can also do the screen recording of the cover screen. And right now there is no way to add or remove these shortcuts. This is what we get and this is what we have to deal with. If you go in settings and then go in advanced features and then go in labs and here go in flex mode panel and turn it on, you will activate flex mode panel. Now what this does is that it gives you additional options when you flex your window to 90 degrees. Now you can set some of the apps where this happens automatically, but other apps you will get a button here that you can tap to activate it. So right now YouTube is set to automatically activate this feature, but let me show you how this works on other apps. So for example, I have Play Store here. So when I go in the flex option, I will get this button here. So this is the flex mode panel, and if I tap it, you can now see that I have a touchpad at the bottom section of the display and then a cursor. I can use the cursor at the top half of the display and just navigate using this touchpad. Now I know this is such a small screen and this doesn't make sense, But this is a really cool feature to have on your phone, and there can be certain circumstances where you can use this feature. You can do the 2-finger scrolling to right and left, up and down, which is great. And then you get some controls down here. If you tap here, you can change the display brightness, you can control the volumes from here, and you can go in flex mode panel settings as well. And for apps like YouTube, which we have set for this feature to activate automatically, if you flex the window, this happens automatically. You don't even have to press that button. From the advanced features, there is another feature that you can turn on. Go in labs, and here you will see cover screen and use main screen navigation on cover screen. So whatever navigation you're using on the main screen, this screen will be the same navigation that you can use on the cover screen as well. So if you turn this feature on and then go in navigation and select the swipe gestures, you will see that now we have this swipe gesture here instead of these buttons. So now you can swipe up to go back to the home screen. When your phone is flipped shut and you double press the power button or side button as they call it now, it will launch the front camera, which is right now this primary camera on your phone. So you can take really high quality selfies using this camera. So if I tap it, it will launch these cameras here, and then you can swipe left to launch the portrait mode, and you get all the portrait controls here. Then you can go to the video mode here as well and tap here to switch between aspect ratios. You can turn on auto framing as well. You can also change the resolution from 30 fps to 60 fps here. You can change the aspect ratio here as well. So you can play around with this quite a bit. Then you can go in photo mode. In photo mode, again, you have your timer, you have your aspect ratio, motion photos. You can also switch between natural mode and warm mode. And then you have this tap to screen option. So just tap on the screen to take photos. Otherwise, you can simply tap the volume buttons or press the volume buttons to take these photos, and it is very quick. Now on the main camera, you can also turn on this feature called cover screen preview. Now this allows the person who you're taking the photo of to see themselves in the cover screen, and they can adjust properly. So right now, if I flip it over, I can see myself in the cover screen, and if someone else is taking my photo, I can adjust myself to get the best possible photo. When the camera is on, you can flex the phone to launch into the flex mode. Now this gives you all the controls in the bottom half. You can still take your photo. All the controls are here, but the top half will be the camera previewer, and you can do all the same things. Now one interesting thing here is that you can tap on this button and this reverses the whole thing. So now you have the preview down here and controls up here, but this allows you to switch the screen around and adjust the best angles and just take these photos, which is great. And if you turn off the camera and turn it back on again, it remembers your settings for the flex mode and launches it in the same mode again. When you go into the dialer app and go in settings, here you will see some more flip options as well. So go in flip options, and here it actually tells you what happens when you flip the phone shut or flip the phone open. When you're getting a call, you can open phone to answer calls. You can turn off speaker when the phone opens, and you can also select close phone to end calls. So you can basically flip open the phone to attend calls and flip it shut to end calls as well, which is kind of a throwback to how flip phones in the past used to work. So you can turn these options on and off from here. You can also set up cover screen backgrounds for calls. So go in the dialer, go in settings, go in call background, and then go in cover screen. And here you can set up your backgrounds. You can add more from your gallery. You can create AR emojis as well. So you can set up cover screen call backgrounds here as well. So that is fantastic. You can customize different colors with different cover screens. In regular use, when the phone is open, the volume button works normally. So this is volume down, this is volume up. But when you flip the phone close, the orientation of these button reverses. Now the top one is still volume up and the bottom one is still volume down, which is great and intuitive from Samsung. Next thing I want to talk about here is the flashlight. When you go in the quick settings panel and you turn on the flashlight, it actually tells you to turn the screen away from you to prevent light from shining in your eyes, and then press the volume key. So just turn the phone away and press the volume key to turn on the flashlight, and this prevents you from shining this flashlight in your eyes straight away. And then you can obviously do the same to turn the flashlight off. You can now also make Bixby attend calls for you, and you can do that by going into the dialer, then go in settings, and here go in Bixby text call. So once you turn this on, it will answer calls without saying a word. Bixby will ask the caller why they are calling. You will see what they say in the text chat. Then you can type or tap responses that Bixby will read out aloud to the caller. So if you're getting a lot of spam calls that you don't want to attend, you can have Bixby take those calls and then dictate what Bixby tells the caller, which is kind of really awesome. Now you can very quickly remove background from any photo that you want, and all you have to do is go in your gallery, select any photo that you want, and then press and hold on that photo, and it will select the subject, separate it from the background. You can then share it, copy it, or save it as image, and then you can take a look at this photo. It does a pretty good job of removing backgrounds and taking care of the edges. There is also object erase feature in the gallery app now, so all you have to do is select your photo, go in edit button, tap on this three-dot menu and select object eraser. Now here you can erase shadows and erase reflections from your photos as well. So if you don't want that, you can do that, but we are in the erase object option, so just select the object that you want to erase and then press the erase button, and it will remove the object without leaving a trace. And then just press done and save your photo, and the object is erased and you have your clean photo, and you cannot tell if there was anything to begin with. You can also add portrait effects to any of your photos. Even if you have clicked them without the portrait effect in the camera, you can do it after the fact now. So go in your photos, tap on the three-dot menu and select the add portrait effect, and then it will take few seconds to do that, and there it is. You can increase or decrease the blur of this portrait effect and press apply, and there you have it. So you can add portrait effects to any of your selfies now. If you're using more than one Samsung device and you're using the same Samsung account on all of them, you can now use some connected features. So go in settings, go in connected devices, and here you will see this feature, continue apps on other devices. So go in here, turn it on, and once you turn it on, you can then use Samsung Internet and Samsung Notes. So if you are using any specific tab on your Samsung Internet, any specific web page, you can continue that same web page on the other Samsung device when you open it up. So pick up where you left off on other devices, sign into your Samsung account, just tap the icon that appears on the recent screen on your other devices. So it's a very seamless experience if you want to do it. You can also copy text, images and more on this phone and paste them on other devices. So you can copy text, images and more on this phone, and just when you start other devices, you can just right away paste it on those devices. But the condition is you have to be logged in with your Samsung account. Now here are some other conditions that it tells you about. Both devices need to have this feature and Bluetooth turned on. The devices also need to be connected to the same Wi-Fi network. If you want the best possible sound quality and sound effects on your Samsung Galaxy phones, head over into the settings, go in sounds and vibration, go all the way down to sound quality and effects, go in here and turn on Dolby Atmos. Now if you go in here, you can also select for which feature you want this turn on, movie, music or voice, or you can set it to auto and it will automatically optimize the sound for movie, music or voice, whatever you're doing on your phone. Then there is Dolby Atmos for gaming as well here. So even if you're gaming, you will get the highest possible sound quality on this phone if you turn this feature on. Next up, you will see this feature here called separate app sound in the sound and vibration settings on your Galaxy phone, and I think this is one of the most underrated feature on these phones. It actually allows you to use different devices for different apps for sound output from this phone. So let's read what it says. Play media sound from apps you select on a separate audio device. Make sure you choose an audio device that's different from your main audio output device. So if you turn it on, it will ask you to select an app and an audio device. So you can select, for example, YouTube, and then you can select your audio device as your buds or your speaker, Bluetooth speaker, and then whenever you are playing that app, the sound from that app will be played on your Bluetooth headphones or your Bluetooth speaker that you will select here. You can also completely customize the lock screen and widgets that appear on the lock screen on this Galaxy Z Flip 5 phone. So go in settings, go in lock screen, and here you will see these two options, lock screen and widgets. So tap on lock screen and it will then let you customize the lock screen. So you can tap on the time here you can select different font for time. You can select different clock type. You can select different color for the clock. Then you can also select widgets, whether you want the details. You can select icon only. So if you select none, it will all go away. I like to see some details here. And then you can also change the visibility of this widget. Then you can also customize your app shortcuts here. You can select any app from your app drawer. So I have got camera and dialer, and I actually like to have flashlight on one of them. So there you go. Then you can add your contact information in case your phone gets lost. You can add your contact information so it can be returned to you. From here you can also change the wallpaper and then press done, and that's your lock screen. Then you can go ahead and you can change widgets as well, which widgets you want: music, weather, today's schedule, next alarm, voice recorder, digital well-being, and routines. These are the default widgets. You can go in music and you can change the transparency of the music widget as well, and then you can also reorder these widgets. So you can move them around. Your lock screen will show up with the customizations that you did, and when you will tap on the time, your widgets will show up in the order that you selected. It is important to set up your emergency SOS settings on Galaxy phones as well, and you can do the same on Z Flip 5. So go in settings, go in safety and emergency, and go in emergency SOS, and here you can set up your emergency SOS. You can also select whether you want the countdown timer in case you activate it by mistake, because if it gets activated, it will dial 911 and you don't want those calls to be for nothing, right? You can also select a custom time here. Then you can also turn on the play warning sound, and that's how it will play out. You can also select emergency number to call. By default it's 911, and share info with emergency contacts. If you want the information to be shared with your emergency contacts as well, you can have that turned on. And then you can go in emergency sharing, and here you can set up whether you want pictures from the front and rear cameras or audio recording of 5 seconds to be sent to your emergency contacts. And then finally you can also set up emergency contacts. Who do you want all this information to be sent to if you are in an emergency situation? So you can set that up here as well. Recently, Google announced another feature where if there is some tracker continuously following you, your phone will alert you about that tracker. You can also see that information on your device. Go in safety and emergency, and here go in unknown tracker alerts. By default it's turned on, but you can see here if there are any trackers detected around you that are continuously following you. So you can do that. You can also scan now, so this will do the manual scan right now. Otherwise this works automatically in the background. And you can also learn more about the compatible trackers if you tap on this learn more button here, and then go here and open compatible trackers, and here it tells you specifically that it works with Apple AirTags, and Google will actually be expanding this compatibility to work with a wider base of trackers. Now you can also customize this side button on Galaxy Z Flip 5. So go in settings and go in advanced features, and here you will see this option called side button. Here you can set up what will happen if you double press the side button. By default it's set up to launch quick camera. You can also set it up to launch Samsung Wallet, or you can set it up to open pretty much any app on your phone. Then you can also select what happens if you press and hold it. By default this is now set to wake Bixby. So if you press and hold it, it will not launch the power off menu, it will launch Bixby. But you can select power off menu here as well if you want that, then you don't use Bixby on the phone. To set up how multi-window works, go in settings, advanced features, and go in multi-window. And here you can select how to launch multi-window. Here you can select swipe for split screen. So basically how this works is that if you swipe up from the bottom with 2 fingers, it will launch the split screen or multi-window. And then you can also set up swipe for pop-up view. So all you have to do is swipe in from one of the top corners and it will activate the pop-up view. Then you can simply disable it, minimize it, change the transparency of this window, and you can actually open multiple pop-up windows like this. So let's go in Play Store and you can minimize it as well. So similarly you can have several pop-up windows open, and when you tap on this icon it will show you all of these windows together, and then you can move them around. So like this, you can have multiple pop-up windows open and you can play around with this. There are a lot of gesture-based functions on Galaxy Z Flip 5, so let's go ahead and take a look at them. Go in settings, go in advanced features, and here go in motions and gestures. So here you can go through the list of these gestures. You can lift to wake up the screen, double tap to turn on screen, double tap to turn off screen, keep screen on while viewing. So as long as you are looking at the display, it will stay on. Alert when phone is picked up. So if you have any notifications or you have any missed calls or messages, whenever you will pick up your phone will vibrate to let you know that you have a pending notification. You can mute any incoming calls and alarms by putting your phone face down, so it will mute it. Then you can palm swipe to capture. Just simply swipe the screen with your palm and it will capture the screen. There is also one-handed mode on this phone. So go in settings, go in advanced features, and go in one-handed mode. Here you can turn it on and you can then select how to launch it with a gesture or with a button. So simply swipe down on the home button and it will launch the one-handed mode. Then you can move it left or right. You can also move it around, up and down, and you can also change its size. Tap anywhere out of it to go back to the usual thing. Then you can also select button, so you have to double tap the home button to launch this one, which is I think much easier. If you go in settings, then in advanced features, then in Bixby, here you will see this option called on device mode. So go in here and turn it on. What it will do is that it will download the on device package to run key commands offline, like setting a timer, taking a screenshot, and turning on the flashlight. So you can do all of this on the device with Bixby and you do not need an internet connection to do all of that, which is fantastic. So just go right ahead in this feature, turn it on, and it will download the on-device package, and then you can do all of that without any internet connection, which is fantastic. Did you know that you can also talk to Bixby and make it carry out your commands without waking it up first? So you can just talk to it and it will do what you want it to do. For that, go in settings, go in advanced features, go in Bixby, and here you will see this option, talk to Bixby without wake up. Go in here, turn this feature on, and what will happen is that if you're getting a phone call or you have an alarm going on or you have a timer going on, you can just say things like answer phone or reject call, or you can say dismiss alarm, snooze, dismiss timer, or restart. Whatever you want it to do, Bixby will carry out those functions without even waking up first. So let's give it a try. So if I'll start the timer and press start, let's reduce the volume. You will see down here that the Bixby is activated and it actually tells you what you can say. Dismiss timer. And there you go. So that's how you can use Bixby without waking it up, because Bixby will be listening for your commands. If you go in settings, go in advanced features, and here you will see screenshots and screen recorder settings. Go in here, and here you can turn on or off toolbar after capturing. So this is the toolbar that allows you to add tags or crop your screenshot right away. So if I take a screenshot, this tab that appears that allows you to take a scrolling screenshot. You can, resize the screenshot and even write something on it, mark it up. So all of these things will appear when you take a screenshot, and if you disable it, none of that will appear and it will just be a simple screenshot. Next up, you can also set up hide status and navigation bars. So whenever you will take a screenshot, the taskbar or the status bar at the top and the navigation panel at the bottom will be hidden. You do not have to manually crop it out. So if we take a screenshot and look at it, you will see that there is no taskbar here and there is no navigation control here. Did you know that you can also add video call effects? So if you are on a video call on WhatsApp, Zoom, or whatever, you can create some video call effects for yourself, like backgrounds and stuff. So for that, go in settings, go in advanced features, and here scroll down to find video call effects. Go in here, turn it on, and then you can set up background color, background image, and you will be able to see what available apps there are or what are the supported apps that you can use these features on. So once you have selected these background colors or background image, when you're on a video call, you can actually use these images or these colors as your background. And this will also add extra tools to your favorite video calling apps. You can hide your background. You can use auto framing so everyone stays in the view, and block background noise for clearer sound. So you can also turn on auto framing, and you can also block background noise for clearer sound by turning on the video call effects. You can also protect battery of Galaxy Z Flip 5 so it will last you longer. To do that, go in settings, go in battery and device care, and here go in battery, and then go in more battery settings, and here you will see this option, protect battery. Turn it on. Once you will turn it on, the maximum charge of your phone will be capped at 85%. It will not charge beyond 85%. So this will help you prolong the life of your battery, which is great. If you are giving away your phone for any repairs or maintenance purposes, you can actually turn on the maintenance mode on Galaxy Z Flip 5. So for that, go in settings, go in battery and device care, and scroll up. You will see this maintenance mode. If you go in here, you can turn it on before handing over your phone for repairs, and you can read here what it will do. Maintenance mode protects your privacy while someone else is using your phone, such as when you are sending it for repairs. In maintenance mode, your personal data including pictures, messages and accounts can be accessed, and only pre-installed apps are available. You will need to unlock your phone to turn off maintenance mode. When you do, everything will go back to the way it was when maintenance was first turned on. Changes made while maintenance mode is on, such as downloaded data, installed apps, or settings changes aren't saved. If you're giving your phone away for repairs, you do not have to delete everything. You do not have to factory reset it or something like that. Just turn on the maintenance mode and hand it over. Anything that happens during the maintenance mode is not saved on the phone. And from here, it also gives you the option to temporarily back up your phone to the cloud and external storage backup. Did you know that you can now also run detailed diagnostics on your Galaxy Z Flip 5, and Samsung gives you this official option to do so. So go in settings, go in battery and device care, and go in diagnostics. Here you can go in phone diagnostics, you can go in app battery usage diagnostics to check for apps that quickly use a battery. So if there are any apps that are draining your battery, they will appear here. App safety diagnostics, if there is an app that is undermining your safety or your privacy, that will appear here. Or you can do phone diagnostics, so you can run full diagnostics on your phone and check all of these features of the phone that include battery, wireless charging, cable charging, and there's a lot here: mic, camera, buttons, flashlight, everything is here. You can check all of these sensors and components that are available in your phone through these diagnostics, which is fantastic. And to just give you an example, let's go ahead and take a look at the battery status. So it tells you battery status is normal, life is good, and capacity is 3700 milliamp hours, so that's fine. Did you know that you can convert your speech into text with the voice recorder app on Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5? So for that, go into the voice recorder app, and here you will see this option, speech to text. Tap on it and then just start recording, and you will see that it does actually a pretty good job of doing this speech to text conversion, and I really like it. And then you can stop it, save it, and what's really cool here is that you can go back to listen it, and as it rolls down the audio, the text is highlighted and tells you which part you are on, and you can also bookmark specific areas and they will be highlighted, and then you can go into the bookmarks list and go straight to these areas and start to listen them again. You can also tap on these highlighted areas in the text to switch to these bookmark areas. If you go into the Samsung Notes app, you can actually tap on this PDF button, and it will allow you to import any PDF from your phone. And then once that has happened, you can go through this PDF. You can also write on this PDF, you can highlight text on this PDF, and you can get different types of highlighters here. So if you select this one with the ruler markings, you can actually do straight highlights and move this around. So this is a fantastic feature. So you can import any PDFs into the Samsung Notes and mark it, highlight it, and actually study in Galaxy Notes as well, which is fantastic. And then there is this eraser that just erases everything. So that's about it from this video, guys. Those were the 40 tips and tricks that you can do with Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5. I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.